In one of the country's most untamed states,
it's just like nothing else.
Wild behavior is expected.
I'm telling you, if you try to kick out my windows, I'm going to duct tape you so that you can't move.
From deadly narcotics in the valley.
Well, that's heroin. That's actually a pretty large chunk of heroin. Hey, state troopers, wake up. State troopers.
To delusional criminals in the hills of Fairbanks.
Anchorage is under attack by Muslims.
By Muslims, huh?
Out here in the wilderness, they could very well do something. That's why I come up here.
To a shocking fatal fire.
Yeah, there's thousands of dollars. Every one of them. Just a stack of $100 bills.
Alaska State Troopers always find the unforeseen.
Can I just look at your face really quick, make sure it's not the person I'm looking for?
Their vehicle had followed his wife, getting close to the residence, followed her for quite a ways.
We got a Fairbanks police officer. The wife is heading home right now, and the car's been following her for a while, and she's a little concerned about it.
With word of the suspicious behavior, Trooper Josh Rollo kicks it into high gear and races across Fairbanks.
She's getting close to home now, and it sounds like the car is still following her. We're not too far away.
Rollo quickly spots a vehicle matching the menacing drivers.
10-4, I got the vehicle. Morning, sir.
How you doing?
I'm Trooper Rollo. Pulled you over. Got a guy calling. He's worried that you're following him.
No, I came up here because of the hill, and I want to check out Anchorage,
Just
Fairbanks.
checking out Fairbanks, huh?
Yeah.
You have an actual driver's license? This looks like an ID.
Actually, yeah, I have a Colorado license.
Can I get your stuff out of the vehicle, please?
The man's acting suspiciously and has no license. Trooper Rollo needs some answers.
Brand new clothes? Still got tags hanging on it here. What we got here? Feels like a pipe or something.
Oh, yeah, that's for my medical.
Your medical? You got a medical? Out of where?
Colorado?
Everything's out of Colorado, but you don't have a driver's license down there either. This guy doesn't have a valid driver's license. He says he has one out of Colorado. Says he also has a medical marijuana card out of Colorado. We'll see. I don't really believe either one so far.
The officer who called it in describes the man's odd behavior.
What was going on?
Wife stopped to get gas. She noticed this guy. And the next thing she noticed, he's up next to her, smiling, giving him a weird smile, and playing this cat and mouse game all the way down Farmer's Loop. And when she turns, he decides he's going to follow her. She was really freaked out.
Dispatch finds that the man doesn't have a valid driver's license or a medical marijuana card.
10-4.
So Trooper Rollo tries to get the real story.
All right, your driver's license isn't valid out of Colorado. So I'm willing to bet that you don't have a valid driver's license right now, and you're out here driving around, and almost seems like you're casing the area, like you're trying to find someplace to go get a hold of something.
Actually, that's good that you pulled me over and saw that, because in Anchorage, they've, I don't even know how to quite put this lightly.
What's that?
Anchorage is under attack by, Muslims.
By Muslims, huh?
That's why I'm down here.
Muslims make up roughly 1% of Anchorage's population.
I don't know how well Fairbanks did. That's the whole reason why I'm even down here. And if I got to go to jail to track these guys down, that's fine. I don't mind.
Track who down?
To track these Muslims down. These guys want to come in here and do what they do.
Is that what you're really doing up here? You're tracking down Muslims?
I'm not tracking them
That's
down.
what you just said.
Showing people. Showing people, look, that guy right there, yeah.
Okay.
But Rollo's not buying the bizarre excuse. He stays on task and gets permission to search the car.
He's got insurance cards in here for other vehicles. There might be a little marijuana in there. Find a lot of it.
His search turns up a more likely reason for the man's behavior.
Living out of his truck, he's got quite a few nice things. It's not infrequent to contact someone living out of their vehicle, but I don't usually have expensive brand name jackets and winter wear and brand new camera. Quite a few things that are still in their original packaging here. Kind of wonder if he's stolen some of this stuff, though.
With drugs and a truckload of possibly hot items, Rollo takes another crack at the suspect.
Now, there's a lot of weird little things here that are kind of the spidey sense in the back of my neck standing up here. All right? It really seems like I got a guy here that doesn't have a license, and he's up in the area, casing out their area, trying to follow someone home. Rather than this, trying to make everybody aware of the Muslims taking over, and not sure I entirely believe in everything that's going on there, man.
But the man sticks to his story and denies stalking the police officer's wife.
Well, if you go down to Anchorage, you'll see out here in the wilderness, they could very well do something. That's why I come up here and do this. You'll find out. If you'll find out. I can help, or you can throw me away and throw away the key and learn the hard way.
Rollo ignores the rent and books the man on driving without a license and possession of marijuana. He never determines why the suspect was trailing the woman, but his motivation was probably robbery, not averting a holy war.
He says he's tracking down Muslims, and if he needs to go to jail, apparently to prove his point, then he's all right with that.
On the wild western side of the state, Trooper Nick Massey gears up to make the long trek from his post in St. Mary's to the remote village of Aluckanuck. He's investigating a gruesome tragedy that may be a homicide.
Last night there was a fire in Aluckanuck, and we're going to be helping out the state fire marshal's office to investigate the fire. In order to get from St. Mary's to Aluckanuck, we are going to drive to the airport. We're going to catch an airplane and fly to Emonic. Then in Emonic, we're going to pick up a patrol boat. One trip and 3 modes of transportation is normal for here.
It's a tough journey, but for good reason. An 88-year-old woman was killed in the fire. But the Alaskan fire marshal can't get there. He's stuck in Anchorage due to weather. So it's up to Trooper Massey to collect evidence, secure the scene.
We want to get to the fire before any evidence is lost.
And determine whether the fire was an accident or arson. After a 1-hour, 70-mile journey,
Good timing.
Massey reaches the harrowing scene.
Okay. I'm looking for the origination of the fire. If there's any accelerants that were used. It looks like it was started near the stove here.
Trooper Bill Connors arrives with a witness. The man who pulled the elderly woman from the fire.
We were right about in here.
Right.
And then I seen her laying right
Here?
right up in here.
Okay.
So I ran up this way and I reached in, grabbed her right on the ankle.
Okay.
And the fire started coming out the door and we carried her down to here.
Was she burning?
At the time I ran up here, her clothing had burned all the way off.
Okay. I know these are tough questions, and I know you've gone through a lot, and my heart goes out for you. I mean, I want to thank you so much for being here, and helping out.
Troopers sort through the rubble, searching for any clues to what started the blaze.
Did she live by herself? Okay. You know, there might be evidence of a suspected crime here, so it's important to secure as much as possible, not to disturb as much as possible. Do you guys know if there was power hooked up?
There was power, but after the fire, they disconnected the...
Okay, so she did have power in here. Okay. All right. But yeah, nothing that piques, that would really stand out right now. I'm going to have to wait till the fire marshal gets here and start poking around, see if we can find some more stuff. I just want to make sure that nobody else comes in here. You know, this lady could have some jewelry and stuff, and I don't want anything to disappear.
But this victim kept much more than jewelry around the house.
There's another stack of money. Yeah, there's thousands of dollars in here. These are all hundreds.
It's not normal to use banks in much of rural Alaska because they don't exist. There are no banks here to use. It's not convenient. So what this victim was doing was simply putting the cash into bags and storing them in her home.
You know, there's 20s, there's 5s, there's 1s, but what I've seen looks like most of them are hundreds. Most of the money is burnt, but some of it is still distinguishable.
When the fire marshal arrives, Trooper Connors fills him in and hands over the investigation.
Good to see you. The only thing I secured from the residence was $2,000 to $5,000 in cash. Other than that, everything is still intact the way it was left. Okay. It's all yours. All right.
Back at the station, Trooper Connors tries to recover what he can.
I'm just trying to rinse off some of the burnt, charred residue on some of the money so I can get an accurate count. This is all hundreds. Look at that. Every one of them. Just a stack of $100 bills. Wow, that's amazing.
Troopers find their initial estimates are way off.
We're estimating at this time to be around $20,000 to $30,000.
Laundering money isn't something they learned at the academy, but they spend the night cleaning and drying the cash to salvage it for the family.
I don't know if it would take away the sting, but I think going the extra mile to help a family out in a situation like this is well worth the price.
As for the cause of the tragic fire,
We believe that it may have started accidentally, and the investigation is still continuing.
in Alaska, troopers never know what they'll find on the side of the road.
We've been dispatched to a welfare check where a male is reportedly passed out or sleeping in a vehicle, and the vehicle's supposedly running. They're not sure if he's drunk or having a medical issue. 18-10-23 area. See anything in there? Hey! Hey! State troopers, wake up! State troopers! Hey, wake up! State troopers! State troopers! Hey! Can you turn the car off for me? You're slumped over your wheel. What's going on?
Tired.
Just tired?
But it looks like he was working on getting high.
Immediately I could see the syringe caps sitting around his lap. I could also see a tie-off string. Hey, what's that string for right there? What do you use that string for? Hey, why don't you step out for me real quick? So was that your string that you tie off with?
No, that's stuff that I found in the car this morning and the weekend people riding.
Oh, yeah?
The man has an excuse, but Cooper knows where to find the facts.
Show me your arms. Bring your arms out of your sleeves. Bring your arms out of your sleeves fully for me. Okay, so like right here, you're bruising. These are track marks, right? So you got obviously multiple puncture marks here. So when's the last time you used?
Maybe a couple days.
You didn't shoot up here in the last little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, do you mind if I take a look in your vehicle?
Of course I mind.
Well, there's hypodermic needles in the vehicle. There's also spoons, your tie-off string. And those are all things that I recognize to be used for consumption of drugs. So I believe that there's drugs inside the vehicle.
With the drug paraphernalia in plain view, troopers don't need a warrant to seize his vehicle.
Now we're going to go ahead and take a look in this bag. What is in here?
I don't know.
Well, that's heroin. I mean, I know the smell of heroin.
Saw it sticking out underneath the seat this morning.
Well, this wasn't sticking out of your seat. It's in plain view.
Well, no, I pulled it out.
That's actually a pretty large chunk of heroin. All right, well, go ahead and turn around for me. You're going to be placed under arrest, okay? Turn around for me. Well, for right now, at least the felony drug possession, okay?
It's not mine. What's mine? I have my medication.
Well, it's in your vehicle. It's sitting in your front seat. That's a good-sized bottle of heroin there. Black, sticky, vinegary smell, all the indications of tar heroin. We don't typically take this much heroin off, folks. We're going to probably say it's a gram to 2 grams, which isn't a single-use hit here, so it's a multiple-use hit. My guess is he's probably selling of some sort.
Cooper may have more than just a user on his hands. He may have nabbed a dealer.
How much money do you think you have here? Or should you have here?
About $320.
$320? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $295. Where'd this money come from?
I got a loan from my parents so I get paid for the job that I just started.
All right.
What started as a routine call for Trooper Cooper may have netted a drug dealer.
Got a little bit of marijuana here, and he has it in 3 separate dosages here. Looks like he has a pill of some sort as well that he's melted down. This blade here has fresh tar right here on the blade. You can see the brown residue on it. We have the cotton ball tips they use to kind of filter. These folks are trying to reuse the stuff that's on this cotton here because that's a product that's going to go to waste if they just chuck it. So this is kind of odd. It looks like sugar. What they'll do as well is they'll melt the sugar down. It'll make it look like tar heroin. It'll burn. It'll get real sticky the same way that heroin does. They'll rip folks off.
The man faces a minimum year of prison time.
Who knows, an hour down the road from now, he may get the full effect of his high and he may be completely out of it, where he can't operate a vehicle safely. So it's good that we got him now before he drove off anywhere else and possibly hit someone. So it's definitely a good stop here.
$550 miles northwest in Kotzebue.
Right now we're going out to Noatak. We're going to fly in. They got an individual that's broken into school several times.
The native village of Noatak is practically off the grid, even by Alaska standards. It lies 70 miles north of the Arctic Circle. and has no full-time troopers. So when Trooper Abraham Garcia must fly there from his post in Kotzebue, it's usually serious. Someone's burglarized the school for the 5th time in just a few months, stealing thousands of dollars in cash and electronics. But this time, the school's new motion sensor cameras caught him in the act.
We know who the individual is. We have him on camera looking at his history. He's done this in the past. He's already on probation for the same. So we're going to do a search warrant on his house so we can try to locate some of the stuff that was stolen.
In a village of just over 500 people, it shouldn't be hard to find him. But Garcia is racing the clock. There's only a limited number of flights a day into no attack. And Arctic storms are bearing down.
Right now here, the whole community is covered in snow. With the wind chill, probably about 5 degrees, somewhere in there. It is a lot different here. It's just like nothing else.
If he doesn't grab his suspect and hightail it out, he could be trapped by the storm.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
On the ground, Trooper Garcia connects with the village police officer.
So how long are you working? 2 weeks?
Yeah, I started last Monday.
It should be interesting. And we're going to the school. We'll talk to the principal about the case.
At the crime scene, it's clear that the criminals did their homework.
This is where they broke in. They definitely used something that was electrical, probably commercial strength saw. As you can see, they actually sawed right off the hinges here. They took some electronic equipment, an iPad and some iPods, and between $2,000 and $3,000. It's very hard to get that money here, being in an isolated village.
Armed with the intel, Trooper Garcia starts his hunt.
We're going to do a search warrant on his house so we can try to locate some of the stuff that was stolen. Have the VPO go in there with me and we'll serve it.
But in this tiny village, news travels fast, and even though the burglar stole from the community, many villagers are reluctant to turn in one of their own.
This is a small community. He might have gotten word that we're looking for him, and he might just go out and hide. It does get frustrating, but there's really nothing you can do. 1829 just arrived at the residence. Alaska State Troopers. Where's the at?
It's the suspect's brother.
I have a search warrant for the house. I think you have an idea what's going on, right? I'm looking for everything that was stolen. And if he's here, you gotta let me know. Is he here? No?
He seems to be covering for him.
Where's the stuff that was stolen? Does your brother sleep here? He's bed here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But after a quick search,
just located an otter box. Appears to belong to an iPad.
Jackpot.
Who's got an iPad in the house? Nobody? I think this one belongs at the school. See the numbers on there? Your brother definitely needs to get a hold of me now. I don't think I'm leaving today. I was hoping to arrest this guy and be out of here by noon, but he's hiding somewhere.
Garcia's racing the storm, but he won't leave until he finds what he came for, even if it means searching door to door.
Where do you think he might be hanging out at?
Probably.
We can swing by there, see if he's there. Do you know where he stays at?
True.
Thanks. If we don't locate him here, he might have gotten word that we're looking for him, and he's probably hiding in the woods, and he'll be out there for a day or two. How's it going? Have you seen around? We're just seeing if he was here.
The suspect's in the wind.
Trooper Garcia.
But then Garcia gets a lead. A suspicious camping tent spotted down by the river.
All right, bye. Might be hiding in a tent out in the bushes somewhere along the river here, so I'm just driving up and down, see if I can see it. Vague description of the place where it might be at.
He takes his 1,000-pound Razor Trooper vehicle over the frozen river, but he must tread lightly.
It's kind of dangerous right now. There's still some thin ice on the ground. It's still not thick enough, so just got to be careful.
Falling through the ice in these waters could kill him in less than 30 minutes. After a perilous trek upriver, Trooper Garcia spots the suspicious tent and makes his cautious approach.
That's dangerous because you don't know who's inside. He can see us coming. It's only me right now, so you got to be cautious, especially the person you're going to contact doesn't want to go to jail today. If they're drinking or if they're under any drugs, you just never know. Morning. Anybody home?
No.
The camper says he's not Garcia's thief, but the trooper must be sure.
Can I just look at your face really quick, make sure it's not the person I'm looking for?
A lot of people, if they know you're looking for them, they'll try to lie you. So you want to at least see their faces.
Can I just look at your face really quick, make sure it's not the person I'm looking for? Oh, okay, I know you. Okay. How you been? Oh, good. All right. I'll let you warm up. Thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah, have a good day.
False alarm. It's not the burglary suspect Trooper Garcia is hunting.
We'll go back to school. It's way too cold to be outside.
As darkness falls over the village, temperatures plummet to below 10 degrees, so Garcia calls it a night.
We've been looking. We spent all day knocking at people's doors, and he still was able to elude us and hide from us.
But the chase isn't over yet. The next morning,
okay.
Yeah, it shouldn't take more than 30 minutes.
Trooper Garcia gets promising news.
This morning, his mom let me know that he was ready to talk and give himself up.
Garcia moves in before the suspect can change his mind and vanish again.
Morning, you got a place we can talk?
Guess we can talk right here.
So what happened?
Guess I got myself into some trouble.
Who was with you? Is that a yes? Yeah? Okay.
He admits his brother was his accomplice, but he won't give everything up.
What happened to the money you guys took, the $2,000 or whatever it was?
Spent it.
Where's the iPad?
I'm gone, I guess. We chucked everything.
You guys chucked everything? You just don't want to tell me. Did you sell it?
Oh, I wanted to, but...
The more we recover and give back to the school, it's going to look better on you guys. Okay? They took the iPad, tried to sell it in Catalina. So you know what's going to happen at this point, right? You want to grab a jacket, it's cold out there.
After an extensive manhunt, Garcia finally gets his man. Now he must wait for the plane to make the 20-minute flight back to the trooper post in Kotzebue.
Initially tried to lie about the iPad that had disposed of it, but through the interview, just by asking him, determined that it's with his brother, who was also involved.
The man faces breaking and entering charges and 4 counts of burglary.
Why'd you guys do it? You're not the first one that tells me times are hard.
Dumb, foolish mistakes, looking for money.
Trying to catch up to him. Trying to ditch him.
It's 10:30 p.m. in the Matsu Valley, and Trooper Jared Knoll's routine patrol suddenly speeds up when he spots a vehicle flying out of a high-traffic drug area.
Oh, they were going fast, too. How you doing?
Not too bad.
The reason I stopped you is when you were coming off of 8th Street there, you didn't stop.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad. I was just not paying attention, man. I'm trying to get back home to my fiance, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where were we at just now?
I was actually over at my sister's.
Okay. Sit tight, I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah.
27, 29, 60.
Something has the trooper on edge.
I mean, the name sounds familiar.
45 is 1097. Probation for hindering prosecution, promoting contraband.
The man's on probation and may have something to hide, so Knoll calls his probation officer.
Hey, it's Trooper Noel calling. How you doing? I'm out here with one of your clients with a stop sign. Well, he's leaving a pretty well-frequented drug area, and he seemed to be in a hurry. He's acting a little nervous.
The PO gives the green light to search him.
All right, we'll do. Hey, Mr. Why don't you step out and talk to me real quick? You on probation right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just talk to the PO. They want a search of your vehicle done, okay?
Okay. Oh.
What's up?
It's just money.
What's up with all the cash?
Just money that I have.
All right. He had several $100s in cash. He told me that he did have a job, but that he didn't get paid for another week, and was kind of vague on where he got the cash from. Is there any drug paraphernalia in your vehicle?
Unused glass pipe in there.
Unused glass pipe? Like a meth pipe?
No.
Okay. What kind of glass pipe then? Is it a weed pipe?
Yeah.
Knoll detains him and gives the vehicle the once-over.
There's any number of places that people use to hide paraphernalia, and they'll usually take a container like this, leave the paper towel sticking out the top so it looks legit, and then you open it up, they got stuff hidden in there. That pipe was used.
What pipe? That pipe was never used.
Yeah, it's got ash on it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd never used it. It was in my property box. I honestly never smoked anything out of it.
But someone's used it, and it's in his car. Backup arrives and steps up the search.
Yeah. I checked everything except the trunk. His story was he's out of the drug game. A lot of the indicators we saw, it kind of makes you a little skeptical.
Is he coming from his sister's house?
Yeah. You know? That's right, he was. He came flying out of there.
Once inside the trunk, Noel knows just what to look for.
They create these compartments to stash the drugs so that they're not easily located. Okay, so everything in here opens up.
Oh yeah, these panels all come out here.
All the seats pull up. What's the spoon? Oh, there you go. What's the spoon?
A thorough search of a suspicious car turns up no drugs, but the vehicle's not exactly clean.
I guarantee it was used for trafficking at some point. Hey, it's Trooper Noel calling you back. So I did the search, found some minor paraphernalia.
Trooper Noel finds nothing to bust him for, but the paraphernalia doesn't please his parole officer.
Talk to the PO. He wants to report tomorrow, 8 o'clock. All right, thank you, man. Yep.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Have a good one. When you pull someone over with these conditions and you do a search and everything is clean, it's good to see that because you know that the system's working and they've learned from their mistakes and they're doing their best to be a productive member of society.
Back in Alaska's interior, Trooper David Bump takes to the skies to investigate a report of illegal hunting. At stake is one of the most prized big game trophies in North America, the Dall sheep.
2 days ago was the opening day of sheep season.
And Trooper Bump will make sure hunters in this game play by the rules.
We're looking for sheep that are legal. We're looking at salvage of meat requirements. Certain hunters are greedy and would cheat in any way, shape, or form.
Bump patrols the hunting range in a Piper Cub airplane. Its mobility is vital to covering his vast patrol area. But there's a killer downside. Small aircraft crashes are the leading cause of trooper fatalities.
There's not a ton of landing opportunities out there. I'm always kind of looking for a place if we had an engine failure or some other sort of emergency that we could set down. I'm also thinking about how we're going to survive after we do have to set down.
But Trooper Bump's plane isn't the only eye in the sky.
We have a specific complaint from a guide that operates in that area has something to do with spotting specific animals with an airplane.
Spotting sheep from the air and relaying it to hunters on the ground is considered poaching and can earn you a $5,000 fine and jail time. Bump locates the complainant's camp and makes a perfect landing on a small dirt landing strip.
So, tell me what you saw.
We were going up there quick, and we spotted these rams way up high. 5 rams there, and about that time, here come this plane popping over the ridge. Rams had moved, but we could only see 4 of them. Now, did somebody come up the backside and see that ram and shoot him, or was he up there radioing to somebody on the ground? Yeah. The plane was basically a completely white plane.
What kind of plane?
Sure, it was a Super Cub.
Have you seen that airplane since?
No, I sure haven't.
But Trooper Bump has a lead in mind and flies off to chase it.
I know where there's a white and red Super Cub sitting right now on a strip over on the Wood River.
He's heading into gun country alone and an hour away from his closest backup. And there's a lot of hunters out here who won't be happy to see him.
Every hunter that we talk to normally has a gun. You know, a lot of them carry handguns. All of them are going to have rifles today. I have heard of troopers that have had problems with people pulling guns on them.
He gets to the airstrip, but the suspect's not there.
There was a red and white Super Cub sitting on one side of it, but he's gone.
The plane's nowhere in sight. Campers confirm it was here earlier.
They didn't leave that long ago, maybe 2 hours ago tops. I know, they're planning on coming back tonight and staying again.
Trooper Bump will also come back tonight to find his hunters. But in the meantime, something else catches his attention.
How's the season going?
Not bad.
Well, I smell sheep, so you must have been all right.
These hunters have bagged a sheep, but Trooper Bump must determine if it's legal.
You look from this tip to this.
Yeah.
And if that's a
ring,
if it's a perfect circle, then it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Ram horns reach a full circle or curl in 7 to 8 years, making them legal to hunt. It looks like these sheep check out.
You can just tell.
So, well, I'll check some licenses and tags, and you know the drill.
But the hunters aren't as lucky with their paperwork.
This is a 2011. This is good for last season.
How bad's the ticket going to be?
Oh, it's pretty bad. $160.
These hunters learn an expensive lesson.
It appears what happened is when they got their harvest tickets that the last year's ones were still available and they didn't pay strict enough attention to the dates.
On the back roads of Wasilla, Trooper Matthew Detterman gets an urgent call to a situation spiraling out of control.
10-4, I'm probably about 4 minutes out.
So it started out as a welfare check on a intoxicated female walking around the area, turned into intoxicated female breaking into houses. She apparently has made entry and she's inside the house. Now it's a burglary in progress. Come on, get out of my way, dude. We're gonna get there and try to set up a perimeter around the house. Unless she's outside, we'll wait for the other troopers to get there before we go in.
Just south of the house, he kills his sirens and slips into stealth mode.
Pretty close to the residence, so I'm trying not to scare her off. Come on, 4 down, 1023.
On foot, he has a better chance of sneaking up and surprising her, but he soon gets disoriented in the thick woods and can't find the address.
Mac on 40, can you give me an address?
The trees even choke off radio reception.
I'm just trying to locate the rest. Mac on 40.
No answer. Trooper Detterman's lost and vulnerable to attack from a cornered and potentially scared burglar. He finds a clearing and dispatch comes through with the directions to the crime scene.
Go ahead. I'm assuming where all the dogs are barking. It's gotta be right over here.
But he's far from the house and the suspect's still on the loose.
Not seeing a way to get there.
Right. Trooper Detterman races to the burglary scene.
Must be that one. Not seeing a way to get there.
Trooper Detterman races to the burglary scene.
Must be that one.
Where Sergeant Nelson and Trooper Lopez have caught their suspect in the act. She doesn't go peacefully.
No, I'm telling you the truth.
Hey.
Ow, ow, ow.
Let's just stay down for a second here, all right?
Don't go run off.
I didn't go running off. I just tried to get out. Okay? Why exactly are you taking me in?
You can't give me your name, you can't give me the neighbor's name, you can't give me the address here.
What's your name?
She doesn't want to share that information.
You don't want to give us your name?
The woman's drunk and uncooperative.
Nobody contacted me.
We're in contact with you right now.
I didn't break in.
Okay, you're going to tell us your name, though? That'd make it a lot simpler, you know what I'm saying? All right. Were you inside the house? No? Okay.
Troopers fan out to investigate the crime scene, but the woman continues her rant, trying to kick out the cruiser's window.
Have a seat.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Have a seat.
No,
Get in.
I will go in the woods. I have to pee so bad.
Get in the car.
No, I'm sorry.
I have no place for you to pee right now. I'm telling you, if you try to kick out my windows, I'm going to duct tape you so that you can't move. Sit in the car. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
No,
She stays feisty to the end. Troopers charge her with burglary in the first degree.
The sergeant and Trooper Lopez ended up going around the back side of the residence. They noted that there was a window broken, saw that there was a door open. She exited the house, tried to go back in, and she didn't want to get bit by the dog that Sergeant Nelson had, so she came out and surrendered. These are the type of cases that we like to get. We like to catch burglars. We like to catch them in the act.
5.5 miles south of Juneau, Sergeant Tim Burt is scrambling to find a missing hiker. The victim is lost on a pitch-dark trail high above the Gastineau Channel.
I think the guy maybe slipped and fell down into the dirt and got in darkness.
A 47-year-old man experienced in the outdoors, went hiking out there this morning and has not returned as of 2 hours ago. At this point, we don't know what's delayed the hiker, but they weren't prepared to stay the night.
This hiker won't be the first to underestimate this treacherous trail.
On this particular trail, we get quite a few search and rescues. The trail cuts through the rainforest, and there's steep mountains on the one side, so it's a narrow corridor.
And at the bottom of steep mountains like these, a man can slip into the frigid Gastineau Channel and vanish.
We've got the U.S. Coast Guard boat crew searching from the water and searching the shoreline.
The temperature's plummeting to 20 degrees. Trooper Burt finally makes it to the trailhead. The missing hiker's vehicle could be the key to finding him, or a dead end.
Seeing if there might be any clues or any indication of what our overdue hiker may have been up to.
Finally, a potential lifeline.
Well, there's a cell phone charger plugged in, so he's likely got a cell phone with him.
Burt tries the number in the report, but the call goes unanswered.
No response, left a voice message.
When technology fails, it's time to fall back on old-fashioned methods. So Trooper Burt sends in 2 search parties with trained canines.
We're going to mark down there, we're going to go in behind them, go to the trail splits.
Okay, all right. And we got the Coast Guard on the water. Good to go?
Yep, I'm good to go.
They head into the dark, cold dusk, but time's running out. temperatures begin plummeting into the teens, potentially leaving the hiker only hours to live.
He could be almost anywhere. I'm thinking either he got turned around and he bedded down somewhere up there and he'll come out in the morning, or he's hurt, or he's dead. We got some of the lots of experience. It's usually one of those three.
Suddenly, a faint holler in the distance.
The light was off. That way. Heard it twice.
They check in with the search party ahead of them.
T-Dog 4, T-Dog 6.
T-Dog 6 is the floor, go ahead.
We just heard some hollering. Is that you?
How recently?
About a minute ago.
Well, we holler again right now and see if you hear us, okay?
Sounds good. Yep, we hear you.
It's a false alarm, so the team presses on. But the freezing temperatures, steep cliffs, and resident wolves put them in real danger themselves.
There's always cliffs and ravines to fall down into. There are a lot of areas, even with the dog, you can be really close to them and not know they're there.
Suddenly, news from the Coast Guard unit.
Our boat just heard a gunshot in the area of Point Salisbury.
It could be a signal for help or self-defense.
Yeah, T-Dog 4 is 8. The Coast Guard heard a gunshot around Salisbury there, and they're working at shoreline.
Yeah, roger that, and we have just crossed the bridge at DuPont, and we have not seen or heard anything yet.
Okay, and just keep heading that way.
Hours pass, and still no sign of life. Until...
They're getting a whistle from the woods, and we're tracking it now.
one of the search teams hears what sounds like a call for help.
Okay, stay on it, and I'll be standing by.
Whistle from the woods, huh?
Yeah.
It's a good sign.
Troopers anxiously wait for a response.
We have contact, and we'll be brief in a second.
Excellent.
Excellent work. Thank you.
Excellent.
We can hike him back. He's in pretty good shape. He's got a little twisted ankle, but he said he could hike it out.
It always makes me so happy when you find someone alive.
Yes.
Over 5 hours after the hiker was reported missing, he's safely on his way back to the trailhead and out of the deep Alaskan wilderness.
He located a little cabin there in the woods, held up there until the searchers got there. It's a good evening. It's a good search and rescue. We've got a live body that's coming out, somebody that's happy to see us, and a family that's happy to see their loved ones. So it all worked out.